Here we go. Hopefully this will work now. Maybe. That was a pain. Yeah. This is why I like lumpy lines, because they're just so easy to adjust, because they're going to look like shit regardless. Oh, I think I just demonetized my channel. Oh wait, I'm not monetized. Anyway, if anybody's watching a VOD, because it doesn't look like anybody's here right now, but if anybody's watching a VOD, hi, I'm Cammie. I meant to start a YouTube channel here like 8 months ago. It didn't happen because so many things happened. And now I'm catching up on a webcomic called Immortal Fool. And I am testing a stream layout. I forgot to put the URL on the screen layout, but you can go to CammieLuna.com, look up in the comic section. They have 2 comics running there. One is highly experimental, the other is Immortal Fool. And highly experimental is currently on hiatus because I'm just kind of doing things for fun now. I kind of gave up on being like some hip, trendy comic book author. I'm also kind of writer's blocked on that. Meanwhile, Immortal Fool has been like a huge hit with the Mario fan art community. Like an obscure part of the Mario fan art community, because obviously I'm not super popular if I can only get like 200 followers on Blue Sky and stuff, but it works. People like it. People telling me they like it motivates me to draw more. Sometimes that's what you have to do if you're not making money off of your stuff. Of course, making stuff that you can make money off, even if you're not making money off of it, eventually makes you money off of it. But if it's making you miserable, what exactly are you doing with your life? I already make, for now, a decent living with a full-time job. Whenever I need a little extra cash, because I'm still poor regardless of that, I take commissions. And it works. I get a lot of people asking me to draw birds for some reason. Maybe if I want to be a big-time, viral, money-making comic artist, I have to make a comic that features birds, like anthro birds. That can be fine like that. We'll see what happens. I don't have any story ideas right now, so I really can't do anything. Alright, I'll take a look at the chat once in a while. I think the last time I did a stream and I played Mario and Luigi music, it only got muted at the times that it played remixes of Peach's Castle. So, but I probably shouldn't say what this soundtrack is, because I might get a copyright strike because I mentioned what it is. But I've learned from my years of streaming on Twitch that Mario and Luigi series music, outside of any remix of Princess Peach's Castle, usually does not lead to a copyright strike. But I don't think I'm going to even leave this VOD around for a while anyway. Imagine my channel being filled with cringe Mario comics. I should be doing, like, useful stuff. But I'm tired. Work is hard. Anyway, of course, the program that I'm using is Clip Studio Paint. I have completely altered the layout of how everything works here, so. But this makes me tolerate it. I had a Clip Studio license for maybe like 12 years. I don't know, very long time ago. And the user interface was just so horrible that I just kept wanting to flip tables every time I used it for like 5 minutes. But after I made some changes to the user interface and got some brush tools that don't suck, it's become my main driver for comics. And commission illustrations too. Yeah. I'm not going to use the same hand pose in every single panel here. That's just weird. You know, I think part of why it's so hard to like do videos about making comics is that I want to like demonstrate, like I want to do, rather than pointing the camera at me and talking nonstop for what's probably going to be like 25-30 minutes. I wanted to like show footage of me actually drawing a comic, but I want it to be my original comic and not Immortal Fool, not the Mario comic. I call this a Mario comic when Mario's not even in it. And it's like, no, I just haven't really know where to start the next chapter of Highly Experimental. So it kind of went nowhere. And that's a really bad reason to like not make discussion videos about making webcomics. I know. But I do want to also make a video about making fan comics because I think they're cool. Maybe I should eat. So, I mean, I probably should have tilted her head more downward if, like, she's gonna be like Tantrum Wendy, but this page is already like 2 weeks late. Actually, several weeks late because I had a wrist injury from playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evil East remaster. Because whenever I play a game that is heavily dependent on shoulder buttons, I get this horrible pain between my index finger and my wrist. And that's exactly what that game did. It's very dependent on shoulder buttons. And honestly, I need to stop playing video games entirely. Look, every time, and look, every time I play a very intense action video game with heavy reliance on shoulder buttons, I suffer. Happens with Splatoon. Happens with Yakuza. Oops. That's too high. And I like those games. But I also like being productive. Yep. I hate when this happens. Trying to press the save button because I don't have a save shortcut on my tour box. I mean, I don't even have a proper toolbox. I mean, technically, it's officially a toolbox. I have the toolbox Lite, so it offers less shortcut, but I'm poor, so. And also, It was shortly after I got the TorBox Lite that they announced the TorBox Elite Plus for the iPad, but I'm not an iPad user anymore. I'm an Android user. So if TorBox releases a new thing with Android support, even if it's $300, I will totally save up for that. Give my TorBox Lite away to an artist in need, as I do with a lot of my digital art supplies. Sorry. I don't have autosave on here because a lot of times it saves things that I don't want it to save. Mm-hmm. Oh, merge button is not working, but that's fine. I mean, I wonder if I should actually explain the context of what's happening on this page, or would it be considered spoilers for new readers? I mean, I think the page itself is spoilers for new readers regardless, but it also might be spoilers for existing readers because I haven't started the scene yet. Like, it's not. This is like the first page of the scene that I'm currently posting. I see no one in the chat, so I don't think I have anything to explain. That's fine. Like, I technically didn't announce that I was streaming, so that's on me, but also I didn't want to, because every time I announce that I'm going to do a test run, I always get super anxious when people are actually wondering if people are going to be on the stream, so watching, judging me. But a lot of times I do get really nice advice on technical issues, and I love my friends. And I just wanted to see if this worked. So far, it seems to work. I do seem to have issues with concepts. Like, it runs really slow on Windows. particularly Windows 3-in-1 laptops when you actually have it flipped over to laptop mode, which is currently how I am working now. Let's see. I mean, I can show everything with the camera right now. It's definitely a let me fix that. All right. Anyway, now I have kind of a very cable cluttered setup, but I can show for the VOD. Sorry, need a drink of water. I can show you what I have going. Let me switch to the Logitech camera. Like, I don't have a camera stand, so that's why I can't like camera and draw at the same time with my laptop at a specific angle. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so this is my setup. I got the Galaxy Book 360. I have it right here. I have, let's see, I'm using this pen enabled, of course. I'm using a, let's see, a Lamy All Star, Aluminum Star EMR pen. And then I'm also using this King Ride MR05. It's a UD EMR pen, works compatible with S Pen devices, has a button. I don't know if the camera can focus. I can't tell. And it also has an eraser in the back, so I can also erase things. Yay. Let's see. There is sorry, come on, focus. There is an Intuos Pro 2025. I use this more for like text input, bubble formatting, and stuff like that because it's easier to do it when your hands are not on the screen. And then Tourbox right here. You get to see my Hell of a Boss fandom shame. MacBook where all the streaming is being programmed on. So of course my Samsung is connected to the MacBook by this Elgato thing, and then I have a bunch of stuff, including a microphone receiver, and that is. Oh yeah, and then of course we have another hub over here because both of these computers only have 2 USB-C ports. So that is everything. Let me switch back to the screen. That was fun. Let me put the camera back down here. All right. I do have this MacBook camera. Hello. But it doesn't actually it just faces my horribly messy room. I don't have anything fancy. I just live in a basic overpriced apartment. 460 square feet. Let's see, I think this is, oh yeah, got to, hold on, need to dig up some references on the Mac for the top panel. Then I think there's like one line of text I want to fix. MacBook is still slowing down, but thankfully, not that much. I wonder if, this next scene takes place at Bowser's Castle, and I am so tempted to use the Coney Island Disco one, the Coney Island Disco Palace from from the Super Mario World. He has so many castle designs. Which one do I want to use? Should probably use the one from the Mario and Luigi series, since at the same time, this comic is like a cross reference of like. Oh my god, let me show you this Mario Wiki thing of Bowser's Castle. It is crazy. He has so many designs. I should also. Oh, and coincidentally, he's playing Bowser's Castle from our Luigi Brothership. That's the song. So you got this design. Come on, load it. You got this design over here. Let's see. You got this design over here. Let's see. I don't know. I guess this is from one of the animations that I've never seen before. And of course, there's the one from Mario 3. There's the Coney Island Disco Palace, the cartoon version. There's the racetrack. Another racetrack. Another racetrack. Never been here. Never. Come on. Can we zoom in here? Why does this look like it came from the cartoon? Come on. Let's see. How do we? Yep. Come on. More racetracks. I don't even know where. Oh, Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Kart Arcade GP2. Another Mario Kart. Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart 7. God. Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart World. Mario is missing. Of course, why did he... Wait, did he actually build a castle in Antarctica? Yoshi's Story. Yoshi's Island DS. I've never played Yoshi's Island DS. Yoshi's Woolly World. No. The one I got was Yoshi's Crafted World. Sorry about that. Mario Tennis Open. Black Bowser's Castle. Okay, that was that really something that we should be putting in North American localization? Alright. Bowser's Castle having crash landed into Shangri-Spa Banquet Hall. I think this was one of the Paper Mario games. I don't play a lot of I've played only like two halves, like one half of two Paper Mario games. And I think Thousand Year Door, I didn't even play half of that because the battle system drove me crazy. Superstar Saga. Okay. Let me... Oh, can I save? Can I right click? Alright. This is Bowser's Inside Story. I don't think I would use this design because it's too hard to draw. I'm lazy. But let me save this anyway. I'm only drawing maybe one floor of the castle. Probably the lower floors here. Paper Jam. See, he has a completely different castle in Paper Jam, and this is the same RPG series. Of course, this was supposed to be a thing. Oh god, the Cringe movie. The Cringe! I don't think Bowser had a castle in the 1993 Super Mario movie. Oh. What is this? Assembled papercraft of Bowser's Castle included in the Victor Kai plush set for Super Mario World. Ooh. God, I love the Coney Island Disco Palace. The only thing is that one reason why I'm kind of not using that as Bowser's current castle in Immortal Fool, oh boy, is that I already mentioned like 3 pages ago that it got repurposed into a racetrack, and that's actually going to be part of a later part. That's going to be in a later part of the coming story. I think we is that. Wow, that doesn't even look. Wait. Okay, it doesn't say it's Bowser's Castle. Is this Bowser's Castle? You see the chains and you see the lava, but nothing about it screams Bowser. Oh god, that is like super cute. I might actually. If I want to draw chains, maybe I'll use this for the backgrounds. Okay, that kind of looks like a Bowser castle, but why is that tower so huge? Wahaha! Why does that Bowser statue look like he's wearing lipstick? It's like Final Boss Bowser from Super Mario 64. What game? Oh, Super Paper Mario. I didn't play this one. Mario Party DS. See, Princess Peach has her face once on the face of the castle. Here, it shows that Bowser is competing with her by having 2 faces on his castle. Oh, there's the Fruffle statues. I've never played this game either. God, what? The Koopalings are so tiny. Like, Bowser Jr. is a baby. He's already he's bigger than Lemmy. Okay, this one looks like Bowser has a Hulk Hogan mustache almost. Ew. Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS. Why don't I remember this? Here, Bowser's Jr. Journey again. Back to more Paper Mario. Ooh, imagine if I drew his castle like based on the Lego set. Wait, is this like... Oh, okay, that's a key. I thought that was like a Crash Bandicoot Nitro box or something. I want the Lego Piranha plant. I think that's all we have for the images of Bowser's Castle. Let me go back to the Google search. Of course, I think I'm gonna go lean more, but then I have to learn how to draw his face. Ew. I mean, not ew, but I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy. See if we can actually like... You know what? If I draw half of that and have it cut off on the side, that would work. We just get something large. It's something to work with, I guess. Sorry that took so long, and this went from during a comic page to a full commentary on every iteration of Bowser's Castle in the Mario universe. Although definitely, definitely, if you're watching a VOD, definitely uh, leave a comment saying you want more of this nonsense, and I will absolutely deliver. I mean, I could do, since I'm working on this comic like at least once a week or once every other week, I can do streams of me actually working on the comic, except on Wednesday nights, and just we can just talk crap about Mario stuff. I mean, that, let's have some fun. Uh, I should also mention that who the lady in the far right is. That is, if you don't follow my comics, that is actually a Beanish version of Naval Piranha. She does transform back between a Piranha plant and a Beanish, and she was initially turned into a Beanish for portability because she can't travel as a Piranha plant or fit in small urban spaces, which is where Kamek has been for the last 3 years. Well, 15 years in comic production time, but you get the idea. Anyway. Actually, before I start on the backgrounds, let me separate the foregrounds from said backgrounds. Oh yeah, I didn't need to fix Naval's arm. Oh yeah, using the intervals, which is janky because I have Clip Studio set on Wintab mode. No, not Wintab mode. Windows Ink mode. Let's see. Let's see. Preferences. Yeah, tablet PC mode. I lose track of these things. If you're not familiar with today's Windows PCs with pen support and the normal Wacom Huion XP pen tablets you normally draw on, there are two types of tablets when it comes to a Windows PC. The tablet PC mode is basically self-explanatory. It is Microsoft Surface, Samsung Galaxy Book, and I think Asus has a ProArt laptop that also uses this function. So basically, it uses the native Windows. It uses the native. Actually, hang on. I have. Let's see it. Come on. There we go. Hey, I got a little animated, simplified 4-frame Sona. Anyway, so yeah, tablet PC, Surface Pro, and Surface Pro 3 onward, Samsung Galaxy Book, and that Asus ProArt. I think there was a ProArt that used EMR pens, but then there's one that uses Microsoft Pen Protocol. HP Spectre X360, you could flip them around and use a pen directly on the screen of that laptop. Those natively use tablet PC. It was back in 2015. I had a Lenovo ThinkPad that had a Wacom pen, the UD EMR. and same thing as the Samsung S Pen. And there was a Wacom driver, which I believe I still have a copy of it in my current laptop, where you could change the pressure curve and adjust the buttons. And there used to be a more varied availability of buttons or pens that had 2 buttons and an eraser. I actually have one of those. It's from Fujitsu Lifebook that came out in like the early 2010s. Technically they still work here, but when it comes to like drawing directly on the screen, there's a lot of parallax with those pens, with those older pens. But anyway, back in 2015, Wacom made drivers. You could adjust everything on it. Now you can't do that anymore. This was midway through Windows 10's lifetime, where they made Windows Ink mandatory, and you can't disable it. You have to use your tablet's driver to disable it if your tablet even has a driver. But otherwise, it was, oh boy, it was bad, because like I said, I still have that Wacom driver, because when my Lenovo became unusable, I basically did a factory reset on it. The driver worked, the Wacom software worked, and I was able to. This was like early build Windows 10 when it got factory reset. It normally came with Windows 8.1, but the factory reset it to an early build of Windows 10, and it worked. I was able to do everything. The driver was absolutely beautiful. Sadly, that laptop got destroyed when my apartment got flooded last year, so I can't do a demonstration of it. Before that flood, I copied the driver files and I put it over to my Samsung laptop, but because of that Windows Ink mandate, the driver is null and void. It cannot detect a pen, even though I'm technically using a Wacom pen on the Samsung. So that it is what it is. So I think the tablet PCs that fall under Wintab, which is basically when you can tablets that have their own driver. I mean, I believe my friend 7pens can explain this much better. I believe he already has. It should be on his website. I will link it when I end the video and update my description. But yes, yeah, I believe the Huion Canvas Studio, which is a standalone Windows operating system with a drawing tablet that has Windows baked inside, that probably uses its own driver. I never bought one ever since my chaotic regret of buying a Cintiq Companion first gen. It's like, no, I am never buying any of these ever again. They are no, you can't get them repaired locally. They are heavy, they are big, and not really portable. Especially when you have to like have a keyboard and stuff. So yeah, it turned out to be bulky, overheating. I could tell you stories over and over again about how when I had the Cintiq Companion, mosquitoes would and night crawlers would like land on the screen because they're attracted to the light of the screen, but then the Cintiq Companion overheated so much that it burned the bugs to a crisp, and I would have to sweep the bugs off my desk. Crispy, dead. It's like sweeping up fried chicken breading pieces every morning with a hand broom. That's how bad it overheated, and I think I burned my hand at least twice. Yeah, so I don't trust those anymore. I don't think Wacom has even released anything since the moving studio. I think I will take this little animated character off the screen and return to drawing. But yeah, so we're in tablet PC because we're using that. And then yeah, so I have to switch between them. Like if I'm using the if I'm using the Intuos to draw versus if I'm drawing directly on the Samsung screen. But yeah, Wintab is basically a dedicated Wacom tablet, like the Moving 13, the Cintiq, the Intuos, the One by Wacom by One. Oh, no, is it One by Wacom One? Whatever. Those budget Wacoms, and then also WinTab also applies to Huion, XP Pen, UG, Gaomon, and those other brands where you buy a tablet and attach it to the PC. Let's see. Did I fix her arm? Yes, I fixed her arm. Her hand looks a little weird here. There we go. And we fixed, yep, we fixed these. Oh, there we go. Just got to make sure there's no open gaps because when I use the selection tool, I don't want problems. And this is just basically for the outlines of the character. If the details have gaps in the lines, it doesn't cause me any problems really, because I don't use the paint bucket tool. Because these lines are so lumpy, I think it's a lot more of a pain to adjust the paint bucket tool to cover it well, to cover these gaps well, than to just use a manual brush tool to color in these drawings. That's just how it is. Like when you're doing digital art, especially with complex software, you really have to ask yourself, what is actually more convenient for you? Is it just getting things done manually, or using the shortcuts that you learn from YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and then having to let's see what is, and then just spending like 10-20 minutes at a time just configuring your tool so it can do that shortcut? Like, is it really worth your time if you have to waste time configuring stuff? I mean, this is essentially why I don't play games on the PC, and this is why I have essentially a budget tablet, even though this was like $1,200. No, I think I paid $11.50. Because my employer is part of the Perks at Works program, where I can get these $100 to $200 off. Okay, I think that is alright. I believe that is good. So I'm gonna go to, oh yeah, and currently I'm saving up for a Huion Canvas Pro 19. Has a touchscreen. It is 4K, which is really good for UI elements. So less pixels are wasted on less screen space is wasted on UI elements, and you have more pixels for the canvas. Also, I need the touchscreen for concepts, and it's something that can actually fit in my tiny desk. So it'll also be easier to stream, because when you take a tablet PC and like fold it back into tablet mode, it actually like throttles the power of the laptop. So that's why things are kind of laggy, or things are gonna get laggy when I start coloring this, because that's when I start using the. That is when I start. Oh, here we go. That's when I start using the textured brushes. Yeah. I had an XP Pen Artist Pro 16. I did really like it. It is probably the best tablet I've ever had. And I'm saying this as somebody who had a Cintiq 12WX and a Cintiq Companion. I never want to buy a Cintiq ever again, unless, I mean, if somebody wants to give me a 17 Pro, no, 17. Okay, if somebody wants to give me a 17 Pro for free, like gift me one, and it comes with a stand, like, yeah, maybe I would use it, but I'm not professional enough for that. And the budget Cintiqs, I still don't know if the 2025 version has like the same muddy colors as the pre-2020 versions. Because oh my god, the colors are so bad. So bad. Like I did not know what I was getting into when I got the XP Pen Artist Pro 16 Gen 2, but I was just completely blown away by how good it was, how good the pen felt. My first time using a non-Wacom product was the Huion Inspiroi something something. It was from the late 2010s, or maybe it was like the mid 2010s, and that pen nib was so bouncy that I couldn't use it for anything other than drawing, because you would have to like jackhammer the pen into the tablet just to make it click on something if you're using it as a mouse. It was awful. I ended up getting like an Intuos, like a consumer grade Intuos, like 2 months later, because I was working on web design and I use a pen tablet for web design. I got that, but I didn't like it too much either. I mean, the best thing I could do with it was use it as a mouse. Yeah. So yeah, the best thing I could do with that was use it as a mouse, and I did. And let's see. And then I ended up giving it away. I think what happened was that after I got the Artist Pro 16 Gen 3, no, Gen 2, there's not a Gen 3 yet. As of this video, there's only a Gen 2. And, oops. Oh, wait, did I? Okay, hold on a moment. There we go. Deselect. Yeah, so after I got the Artist Pro, I decided to get the Deco 640 as my pen tablet. It's pretty good as a mouse device. And I didn't have to switch between the Wacom and XP pen drivers. I didn't have to switch between those drivers to to use both. To use the Deco 640 as a mouse and for like comic formatting and stuff, and then use the Pro for the actual drawing. It was great. And then I gave my I gave away the Intuos to a friend that was starting to get into drawing. I gave my 640 to another friend that was getting into drawing. I think he gave up on it though. But then the 640 was on sale. I mean, that's dirt cheap. I think I only paid like $30 for the second one. And so, let's see. Yep. Gotta put this up for a minute. There we go. And yeah, and then I ended up getting another one. And then the Intuos Pro 2025 came out. And what made me get that was because I have not used a Wacom Pro device since I have not used a Wacom Pro device since the Cintiq Companion in 2023, which means that I used a grip pen. I never even touched a Pro Pen 2 device yet. And it was great that I had access to a Pro Pen 3 device for only $250. So I wanted to see what the bee's knees was about that. And I got it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Just want to remove some of these borders. So that was that. I ended up getting the Intuos Pro 2025, and what I particularly like about this tablet, like I'm using it right now again, but this time I'm using I'm using my Kingwright pen, though technically an S Pen knockoff with the eraser. So I'm using that, and it's like you can set the Pro Pen 3 to not use Windows Ink, and then you can set another pen to use Windows Ink. So I have it for the multi-pen function, and it's really good. I'm going to show you why I do this. Okay, I think that is all the borders. There we go. So we'll put this back where it belongs. Turn this back on. We will lock transparency. Turn this to white. There we go. And now, because this all takes place in a castle, let's put let's open up the background layers. I have all these layers like set up in advance, so I know I can organize. I keep things organized when I start it. Alright, so let's get most of this over here. Set this. We'll make it dark. And there. So anything I do on the backgrounds, let's switch to one of my favorite pencils. So anything I do on the background does not affect the characters. Like, yay! So that's why I do it that way. And then for the foreground, I set up masking for the layers above it, so that when I do, let's see here, need to expand. So then when I do like the shading and stuff, let's choose. So when I do the shading and stuff, it doesn't actually like exit the character. So this is kind of like my lazy way of doing this, although we're not shading yet. Oh yeah, we were going to draw Bowser's castle. So I usually set that to... Okay, first let me save. Always save because I don't have this on autosave. And... God, do I really want to draw that though? You know what? Oh wait, there was a simple version that I saw. Let's see here. Open. Downloads. Come on. Let's be lazy. I mean, I'm not gonna trace this, of course, but because God, let me see if I even remember how to draw Bowser's face from an angle. Okay, actually, let's do a... Oh, yeah. Alright, let's put this back to 40. Maybe I don't even have to draw his face. Maybe I could just do like God. There we go. Crisis averted. I don't have to draw Bowser. Although I honestly cannot wait. Honestly, cannot wait to draw the Coney Island Disco Palace. Once Fawful starts breaking into there to steal car parts. Press. Right, don't need the rubber tip pen anymore. Alright, so let me get this done. Anyway, thanks for following me on this. If you're like watching the VOD, I think I was not supposed to use this color. I think I was supposed to use the extra dark brown. Yes. Okay. 30. Hold on, 30, because I think. And just some random jagged rocks. Lava. I'm just making stuff up here now. I never graduated from the art of like making backgrounds. Alright, we can close that. Save. I think there was... Of course, we're not going to do the statues. I am lazy. And that's a cool thing with fan comics. Like, you can be lazy. Like, you're not obligated to do any... I mean, technically, as long as you're not using AI, you're fine. Alright, let's bring this background back on because I don't need the sketch layer anymore. And again, God, did it again. Just want to save. I mean, I could have a keyboard and I could just use Control S, but I'm lazy. I think I can actually, like, there we go. You don't really need to be... I mean, it depends on what kind of project you're going after and if you're, like, working professionally or not. But if you're doing this as a hobby, you don't need to, like, worry too much. Just make it look believable when somebody glances at it, and you're fine. I'm gonna take this. I mean, it's lopsided as hell. Yeah. I don't have copy and paste and programmed to my toolbox either. Nope. Nope. And I think the last two panels work well enough without backgrounds. Just give them special effects. Alright, deselect. Let's... Ooh. Did I... Okay. So, alright, I can merge these down together. Alright, let's crop. Yes, and then... Alright, and then... Let's see that one. There we go. Back to pencil. Deselect. Okay, don't need this anymore. I just do some, and the fact that I'm just not drawing these consistently makes it look a little less like a copy and paste, even though I drew it in the first place. But we're just trying to push the story forward, and half of this is going to be covered by text anyway. So anyway, let's go back to this bottom layer, and we will delete those. And then for here, nope. Oh, right. Oops. Oh, now I know what's going on. Nope. Okay. And maybe I should make this a little darker. Let's try this one. Yeah, we need it a little darker. There we go. And then we put the foregrounds back on. Well, actually, I wasn't supposed to delete those. I was supposed to make it white. White! Come on. To hide the sketch layer. Okay, now we don't need a sketch layer anymore. And yep. Oops. Yeah, I think this should be. I mean, there's gonna be a texture layer, so don't worry if like some of the colors don't come up. Like anything that's not hand drawing, it's not textured, it's gonna be textured at some point. Actually, I think I could turn this on right now because I already know what. Oops. I forgot this part. There we go. And let's go back to the background. Let's save. Let's see. I wonder what else is there. Oh, I wonder what else is there to talk about. Oh, oh, this is fabulous. Although I think honestly, I think the castle line art should be closer to black. Let's see. Yep. There we go. Although I think now I can. Let's see. Yep. Now I can make this a little darker, make it stand out a little more. There we go. I think I should. Yep. All right. Good enough. No, that's not working. I think I may need to make the rest of this line art here a little darker. Alright, let's go back to the line art, and I do this on occasion. I just keep readjusting things. Ooh, something in my eye. Something in my eye. Ooh. Alright, let's... Yeah, too dark, too dark. Too late. We'll keep it too dark. I don't care anymore. But it also could be from the texture. It's like almost 10 o'clock, so I really should be going. But there's a couple of things. Let's see here. Alright, yeah, it is definitely time for me to go. Well, I'm gonna see how the VOD turns out. If anybody is interested in me just chatting and streaming when I'm working on Immortal Fool pages, let me know in the comments of the VOD, and well, I'll make some time in the weekend for it. It'll be a lot more smoother when I get that Canvas Pro 19, because then I don't have to, settle with a throttling Galaxy Book 360. Thank you so much. Oh, all right. Gonna go ahead and let that sink so I can continue on my Android during my lunch break tomorrow. Stay safe. Have an absolute... Where? Come on. Oh. There we go. Syncing. And let's see here. So thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Well, good rest of your night. Good week. Hope everything goes well. Have a good one.